Hey everybody, welcome to our species spotlight on the Purple Emperor Tetra, Empectes cary. This fish originates from Brazil, from the Rio Aripuanã, as well as the upper Rio Madeira basin. It is a fish that is found typically in slower moving tributaries off main river channels and predominantly in forested areas of those smaller streams. Typical water conditions found in these smaller tributaries feature tannin-rich water that is a dark brown in color. This is a result of the decaying organic matter that adorns these smaller streams, decomposing leaves and branches and so forth. This in turn results in a very low pH value, typically sub 6, between 5 and 6 is very normal. Moderate flow. As well. Another important fact is that we do not see very many wild imports of the Empectes cary. In fact, these days, predominantly everything available at retail is as a result of commercial fish farmers, given the great results they've had in breeding this species of fish. Now we're going to get into some of the details on keeping the Purple Emperor Tetra. When keeping this fish, you want to maintain them in groups of at least 6, preferably 12 or more. This encourages a lot more display activity between the males, and you'll enjoy definitely the colors and behavior of the fish a lot more when they're kept this way. It's also a lot more natural for this tetra to be kept in larger groups. Typical tank mates consist of other smaller tetras. Hatchet fish for the surface of the tank is a good idea. Pencil fish, small Corydoras catfish. These are all great tank mates for the Purple Emperor. You definitely want to avoid any faster moving, boisterous type swimmers. This species of tetra is a smaller one. They typically attain about 1.5 inches or 3.75 centimeters. Males may get a little bit bigger than that. They are typically larger than females in this species. The coloration is a real highlight of the Empectes cary. The male features a very prominent purple to electric blue coloration above the middle longitudinal black stripe that defines this fish. The females don't have that intense blue coloration in the upper half of their body. Males also get a little bit bigger, as we mentioned before. They have a much taller dorsal and longer caudal fin, and one of the more especially when they become more mature, dead giveaways is the fact that the adipose fin, which is the little fin that you find between the caudal and the dorsal in this species, on the male it's really blue, whereas on the female it's a red-orange color. Typical tank size that you want to maintain, a minimum tank size you want to maintain these fish in, should be 20 US gallons or 80 liters. Ideal tank setup for this species would be one of two choices. Something like that you see in the background that we have here on our aquarium, where you have a thick planted area, some driftwood, fine sand in the front. We have some plant substrate behind that. These fish, although they don't come from planted areas, really look fantastic with plants, and they're a great compatible species with them. It also supports good coloration in the fish. Or you can go and set them up in a biotope type look where you would have very dark stained water, a lot of leaf litter on the bottom, and a lot of branches and so forth strewn about. That would be a biotope setup, a blackwater kind of look to it. In terms of light level, you want to go with a mid to lower light level type setup. If it's planted, go for a mid-level type, light level type setup, and then choose your species of plants accordingly. But that's the light level they're going to be more comfortable in, and their colors are actually going to show better. In terms of water conditions that favor the Purple Emperor Tetra, in terms of flow rate, would be moderate, nothing too aggressive. Typical type of water output from a properly sized canister or clip-on filter is ideal. pH range should be between 5.5 and 7, although 6 to 7 within an aquarium is fine. The fish will do very well with that. Temperature range should be 76 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 to 27 degrees Celsius. And the hardness level should be between 1 and 12 degrees. The Purple Emperor Tetra is not a fussy feeder. Typically in the wild, it feeds on insect larvae and various small insects, kind of a micro predator. An ideal daily diet in terms of prepared foods would be something like Fluval's bug bites, the tropical flake or microgranules formula, ideally sized for their small mouths and predominantly based on insect protein, so it really suits their origins in terms of feed preferences. You can give supplemental feedings of live or frozen baby brine shrimp. That's an excellent thing to do for smaller tetras like this. Chopped up glassworms, bloodworms, mysis, daphnia, those are all excellent frozen foods that you can supplement their diet with from time to time as well. In summary, we'd like to say that the Empectes cary is an ideal smaller tetra that is ideally suited to smaller, medium-sized planted tanks or peaceful type community setups where you have other calm, relaxed, suitable tank mates to mix with them. Their antics are really interesting. The way the males will set up little territories and display to each other is fascinating to watch. We really like this fish, especially since these days you can more often find strains that exhibit that the males will exhibit a really intense blue to purple coloration in the upper half of the body. It makes them even more desirable in our books. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Hope to see you in the near future. Take care.